What's up? I'm Eli, the master creator behind Wonder, also known as Wonder Boy. Welcome.
So, for starters, where did the idea of Wonder come from? Can you give us like a history lesson of like from just idea to where you are today?
I mean, that's a big one, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. That one's like deep, but like mine as well. Like it's something I've been wanting to like push on like the idea, because I feel like people create brands nowadays. So like just say they got a brand and they're gonna make quick money, but like there's no like actual like drive and force besides like, oh, let's just make money. But back in like 2013, you would know this, but I was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and like as I was going through like the couple rounds of like hospital trips, I was like contemplating how I was not contemplating. I was scared to think that I can pass away and not impact enough lives. So like I decided like I wanted to do something that can like I can touch people's lives in ways that like I can do it. Like, so I created the brand as just like, oh, I just want to start promoting like, you know, my brand for the time being. But then it became more of just like I want to promote not just the brand, but like ideas of life and like the many things that come. But I mean, it wasn't always like that. It took about like 5 years to get to where it is now. It's probably like 6 years now. Yeah, so like it kind of just like each step, like each year there would be like a little bit more of like what I really wanted it to be, and it just steadily grew until like it became what it is today. And that's just to be able to like promote and like push quality content.
Can you run through your creative process of like basically making a design to, you know, I guess like printing it and then distribution and whatnot from like,
Yeah, that's hard. I mean,
or yeah, I mean
it kind of depends on like sometimes you can have an idea for a design, but like it always comes down to like having the money to be able to back it. Because like I have ideas, but I'm like I can't even be able to fund it, and like I don't have a large enough crowd to where like if I'm putting it out there, is it going to be guaranteed sellout? So for me right now, it's kind of just like how can I stretch my dollar but make it look good? Like my designs, I'm like, you know what? Like I'm not trying to ball out, but I want to be able to bring something different. And I feel like because of that, it makes me think more. Like it just hit from different angles so that I could be able to see like how to like go about ways like because of money and stuff.
how do you get into your creative process, I guess, like the mindset and whatnot?
Oh, that's hard. I mean, there's no way of like getting into it, because like there's days where like you kind of just have to do busy work, and then it's just telling yourself and knowing like, all right, it's busy work, like I just have to do it. Like it's not gonna always be like this grand moment of like, oh, we're like creating this fire design, like I'm hyped, like it's looking clean. Like it's not like that. And like I get in like creative moments from like different things. Like I can't necessarily always get on top of it immediately, because like I'll be out doing something and get inspired by it. But it's kind of just like something that'll spark up like an idea in my head, and I go start thinking about it, and then like eventually start like getting into the position to execute it.
I mean, so with something as involved as running your own brand, you know, like Wonder, where it's sort of the cutoff of like where it cuts into your personal life, and like how do you sort of balance out between the brand and your personal life?
I think it is just balance. Like knowing when like, I mean, having like, for me it's like having planners and like being able to schedule things and stuff. Like I don't know, it's like the older you get, you start to learn that like you can't just like make plans the day of and like execute it right then and there, or like hit up a friend to hang out right then and there. Like people have schedules, like there's times to do things nowadays, so like it is just being able to maneuver it and stuff. Like for the most part, I don't have like a crazy social life. Like I'll go out and do things because like, you know what, like I like to have fun. I still like, you know, hang out with people, enjoy events, whatever. But for the most part, like it's either I'm working on my day job or I'm here and I'm working on the brand. And then I'll find the in-between. It's kind of like living in the moment. If something good's worth coming to, like, yeah, like I'll go and do it. But being able to just tell yourself like what you need at the moment and don't need. Like I knew going into it, I'm like, I'm not gonna have too much of a social life because I'm gonna be focusing on this so much. So I mean, it's like bittersweet, but like I understand at the moment.
What would you say are your main sort of inspirations, I guess, when it comes to, again, designing and just sort of giving you that energy to like get up, you know, each day?
That's hard because like I want to say like people probably think like, oh yeah, you're gonna see like an artist, like pop artist, or like, or not pop artist, like I forgot what the word is, but people would probably like assume like Kaz or like some shit like that. But like to me, it's like my inspiration is like honestly just like thinking about, and like it's hard to get to this point. Like not everybody thinks about it like this, but like my constant inspiration is like I have it like look at the stuff I'm able to create and do, and like there's so many people out there that wish they can be in my position. So like I don't ever take it for granted, and that's what keeps me pushing to like go further and further, because it's like, you know what, someone else who doesn't have it as great as me wants it just as bad and they can't do anything too much about it, when I'm like I can, so I want to keep pushing to do it. And like other things like as simple as like, I mean like Future, Migos, like their music's cool, but like just they inspire me because it's like, damn, like these people really came from like the gutter and now they're out here like superstars. I'm like, that's just inspiring. Like seeing somebody come from like nowhere to becoming this amazing like, you know, family hall like name and everything. I'm like, that's like, how you not inspired? Like that's crazy. Like that's some next level shit, you know? It gets me pushing.
And one last thing, if you have any words of wisdom to people trying to go down the DIY route and just create their own, whatever it is, whether it's clothing brand, films, whatever, what would you have to say to them?
I mean, you kind of just gotta do it. Like, you know, like there's gonna be times where like you feel like you can't do things, but like you're your biggest like critic and like your biggest enemy. So like you telling you that you can't do it is not doing any justice. Like you'd rather have someone tell you you can't do it, and then you're gonna turn around and do it to prove them wrong. So like go with the same mindset when you're doing things like that. Like when you tell yourself you can't do something, just turn around and prove yourself wrong and be like, you know what, I can do it. I feel like that's the biggest thing, because like people get so discouraged easily, and then once they get discouraged, it's like, what's the point anymore? And it's like, nah, like you're gonna have to jump through hoops and everything, but you know, it's only up from there after that. Like you gonna maintain a, you know, steady pace.
There we go.
Man.
Thank you, sir.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Wonder Boy. Out.